Good afternoon and thanks for joining us on the Noon News. I'm Diane Parker. Miller has the work week forecast. Plus, we take you to one Montana city where a former NBA star is creating quite the experience for some local kids there. But first, our top stories. Today, officials are releasing the names of the 6 people killed in this weekend's horrifying 21-vehicle pileup on Interstate 90 near Hardin. For the latest information, you can visit your local MTN website. Meanwhile, survivors are telling us their stories as law enforcement describes the incident as one of the most intense multi-vehicle accidents in Montana history. Here's MTN's David J.
The wind was really, really bad. Almost immediately ahead of me, I could see just like a wall of nothing. It just enveloped you really, really quickly as you were driving along. There was no way to avoid it. It's like a horror movie. You know, all of a sudden you're closed off from everything. It was very scary.
Susanna Bush was on her way home from visiting her granddaughter in Sheridan and had just gotten back on Interstate 90 after getting fuel in Hardin.
First thought was, I need to get off the road or I'm going to get hit or I'm going to hit someone. I could see taillights of cars right in front of me, but not very far.
Susanna was on the part of the interstate that did not have all the crashes and says everyone around her stayed in their vehicles. And that's something that Montana Highway Patrol troopers recommend.
Your vehicle is meant to keep you safe, keep you restrained, and keep you in the vehicle. So get your seatbelts on, hold tight, don't panic.
Sergeant Jay Nelson says to also turn on headlights and hazard lights, stay to the right side of the road, and drive about 15 to 25 miles per hour on the rumble strips.
You feel your vehicle start to vibrate. That tells you that you're on the side of the road. Many times I've been in extreme weather events where literally I'm driving down those rumble strips because I know exactly where I'm at.
On Friday in Hardin, the visibility came back about 45 minutes later, making it safe to get back on the road. And while they talk about their experiences and safety, they remember those who died or were injured.
Our hearts go out to these victims in this mass casualty event. This is a tragic event for our state.
My heart goes out to the families that were involved in the accident part. I can't imagine the fear and the loss that they're feeling right now. That's the biggest thing you take from it. It's heartbreaking.
In Billings, David J., MTN News.
A long-term strategy for suppressing the east and north sides of the Moores Mountain fire in Lewis and Clark County is being developed. As of Sunday night, the fire was estimated to be 150 acres. Now, we first told you about this fire on MTN Online on Saturday. It is burning near gates of the mountain. A crew of smoke jumpers responded Saturday, and a crew of firefighters hiked into the fire on Sunday. The fire was caused by lightning. 3 other fires were reported in Lewis and Clark County on Sunday, according to the Montana Department of Natural Resources and Conservation. But so far, no information is available on those fires. We are continuing to document progress in the communities that are rebuilding after last month's ruinous floods. Take a look at this. It's side by side of a home in Red Lodge. You can see just how high the water was and how high it is today and the damage remaining. In Fromberg, yards are piling up with damaged belongings and groundwater still fills basements. Of course, every extra second it takes to get rid of that sitting water, the more unhealthy it is for homeowners.
We have a lady that comes in almost every day who her voice is starting to be impacted by the mold that's in her home.
Despite challenges and tribulations, the mayor of Fromberg tells us the town is pulling together and neighbors continue to help neighbors. Over in Missoula, a mountain lion was spotted on the Kim Williams Trail. That according to a University of Montana alert. The report says it was spotted between the gate on the west end of the trail and mile marker 1. No other reports have been made, but the UM Police Department says to call them, or you can call 911 if you do happen to encounter a mountain lion on the trail. Now, the most common encounters with the mountain lion are the ones you'll never know you had. The lion sees you, but you don't actually see them. Now, if you ever do find yourself face to face with a mountain lion, wildlife officials say to look big, throw rocks, and never turn your back on the animal. Fear is an entirely normal feeling, but you may not need to be as afraid of the mountain lions as you think that you might need to be. You can go ahead and go online and check out A Wilder View, Why You Shouldn't Be Afraid of Mountain Lions, to learn more. Millions are waiting for their tax refunds, specifically people who filed paper tax returns. The IRS has a backlog of 10 million unprocessed paper returns. Paper returns add a few weeks to the process in a normal year, but not the 4, 5, or even 6-month delays some people are seeing now. Experts say the reason behind this is simply the IRS is just short-staffed. They suggest filing electronically next year to speed up the process. Americans received more than 7 billion robocalls last month alone. Now there's a new effort to stop at least some of them. The FCC recently told several phone providers to stop allowing illegal calls, and the Ohio Attorney General filed suit against the telemarketing group responsible for billions of them. And that is a look at some of our top stories.
Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Now back at it we go. The big story today, really a couple of stories, especially central and eastern parts and northeastern parts of Montana. The extreme heat. We could see really strong winds outside of some storms. We definitely could see some stormy conditions as well. And we're going to break all that down with the main forecast coming up. Let's take a look at the projected highs today, and these could change as we go along, but we're going to go with a high of 68 in Kalispell, 74 in Missoula, 82 in Helena, 99 in Billings, 103 in Jordan, 104 in Miles City, and down in Sheridan. We're going to try to hit the triple digits as well. But we do have a cold front coming through. What's that going to do for us? We'll let you know with the main forecast coming up.
A former NBA basketball player is giving back to his Montana community, taking a group of Great Falls foster children on a giant shopping spree. MTN's Dylan Foreman tells us why this event meant so much to Josh Hustis.
Toys, shoes, clothes, and everything in between were out on display and up for grabs in Shields for 20 local foster children to spend $365 thanks to the countless donations from the Love Foundation, Shields, the Josh Hustis Basketball Camp, the Dandelion Foundation, and First Interstate Bank that amounted to over $6,000.
And anything that has to do with kids is just near and dear to our hearts, and I'm like, absolutely, let's do it. Let's let Shields add to whatever you guys raise and get them in here and bring them in here and just have some fun with them.
Hustis was adopted, so the foster care system was a great avenue for him to come back this year and give back to a population that has meant so much to him.
I just had this thought that, I wanted to do something that was near and dear to my heart, and being adopted myself, obviously, foster care, the adoption system, those things have, a special place in my heart, and I know that there's a huge amount of kids who could really benefit from something like this.
With endless smiles, high fives, and hugs, Hustis and the volunteers made lasting memories for 20 young kids as Hustis concludes his week-long return to his hometown, leaving it better than he found it.
I believe all of us are put on the earth to make a difference in somebody's lives, and I've been blessed with a unique platform to be able to make an impact like this, and I think it's my duty to be able to do something like this and give back to the community that raised me.
Dylan Foreman, MTN Sports.